The author of the book, Leading from the Heart.
Janakpur Dham is not just another city, it is a sacred land of Ma Sita.
What is the inspiring factor, in fact, which has driven you in the direction of education?
Education fascinated me because it quietly transforms lives. Education is not just about teaching subjects, it is about shaping character, confidence, and curiosity in young minds.
It's been 20 years, so more than 20 years since you are engaged in this field of education. So there must be some specific values you might have picked up from that.
Discipline is essential, but respect and trust are equally important.
You have written a book, Leading from the Heart. That's quite inspiring book in field of education. What actually inspired you to write that book, to inspire other people?
If a leader understands these emotions and leads with empathy and integrity, the entire culture of the institution becomes positive.
Your dream for Mother Teresa Public School?
Excellence with values.
Namaste and welcome to today's special podcast where we bring conversations with inspiring personality who are shaping the future of education. Today we are honored to host Dr. Rajiv Ranjan Singh, an accomplished educator with more than 20 years of experience as educational institute's principal. He has been recognized with the Best Principal Award from CBSE, the prestigious Principals of the Year Award from the Ministry of Education and HRD, and more than 15 national and institutional awards for his contribution to education. He is also the author of the book Leading from the Heart, which reflects his philosophy of compassionate and value-based leadership, especially in education. Recently, he started a new chapter in Janakpur Dham, Nepal, by joining Mother Teresa Public School, an institution guided by the vision of Director Mr. Abhishek Chaudhary and Chairperson Mrs. Seema Chaudhary. Dr. Rajiv, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, sir, for such wonderful introduction.
So, Dr. Rajiv, how does it feel to start this new journey in Janakpur Dham, which is a new place for you?
Sir, it feels both humbling and meaningful. Janakpur Dham is not just another city, it is a sacred land of Ma Sita. And that spiritual and cultural heritage gives the place a special atmosphere. When you work in a place that carries such values, you naturally feel deeper sense of responsibility. The warmth and respect I have received from the people here have touched my heart.
What is the inspiring factor, in fact, which has driven you in the direction of education?
So education fascinated me because it quietly transforms lives. There is a saying that good teachers plant seeds whose fruits may appear years later. That idea always stayed with me. I realized that education is not just about teaching subjects, it is about shaping character, confidence, and curiosity in young minds. That belief eventually guided me toward dedicating my life to this field, sir.
So, it's been 20 years, so more than 20 years since you are engaged in this field of education. So, there must be some specific values you might have picked up from that. So, what would you like to point about it?
Yes, the biggest lesson is that a school runs on relationships, not only on rules. Discipline is essential, but respect and trust are equally important. A principal must understand teachers, motivate students, and communicate honestly with parents. When these three pillars, teachers, students, and parents, work together, the school naturally becomes stronger.
So, what I understand is that during your journey in education field, you have achieved so many rewards and recognitions. So, how do you feel? I mean, how does it solve or rather help in your purpose for life, purpose for education? How does it feel about it?
Sir, awards are encouraging, but they are not the final destination. They remind you that society trusts your work and expects you to contribute even more. For me, the most meaningful reward has always been seeing former students succeed and remember their school with gratitude.
Oh, connecting with that, I understand you have written a book, Leading from the Heart. That's quite inspiring book in field of education. What actually inspired you to write that book, to inspire other people?
So the idea came from my experiences in education leadership. I realized that leadership in schools cannot be mechanical. Schools are full of emotions, students' dreams, teachers' dedication, parents' hopes. If a leader understands these emotions and leads with empathy and integrity, the entire culture of the institution becomes positive. That is what I mean by leading from the heart.
You have been, you had a very successful career in India, and it was quite fruitful, as I understand. So, what inspired you or motivated you to move from this place to Janakpur Dham, which is quite far from here? And maybe the language is different, people are different, and you may have to start again, kind of.
Yes, sir, very good question. Life sometimes asks to balance professional goals and personal responsibilities. My father is aging and I wanted to be closer to him. My native village, Sahargama in Bihar, is just about an hour away from Janakpur Dham. When the opportunity came from Mother Teresa Public School, it felt like the right moment and the right place.
That connects well that you are focusing more on empathy rather than pure logic, and you had to move there because of your parents, your social responsibilities. So, in the same sense, if we need to get from you, what is the impressive thing about the school management, their leadership, which has been binding you with the school?
When I met Director Mr. Abhishek Chaudhary and Chairperson Mrs. Seema Chaudhary, I was impressed by their clarity of vision. They are not simply running a school, they are building an institution with long-term purpose. Their trust in my experiences gave me the confidence that together we can take the schools to greater heights.
What I see is you believe in collective leadership, and you have been successfully associated yourself as a partner in growth and development and learning. But there comes another aspect of leadership here. The place you are teaching in, or you are running this institute, there the primary languages are Maithili and Nepali. So how do you connect with the people on ground, the students, parents and all?
Language is the first bridge between people. Fortunately, Maithili is part of my cultural roots. So, speaking with parents in Maithili feels natural. I can understand Nepali quite well and I am learning to speak it more fluently. Sometimes, even a simple greeting in someone's own language builds trust, and in education, trust is everything.
I think yes, that's very right. Uh, Not just language, you also have to connect with people, with their culture, their practices, their traditions. And in this case, especially parents, they are so emotionally attached with their kids, their education. So how do you deal with them? Because you have to connect with them. Only then they would help you to connect with the students.
Naturally, sir. Parents everywhere want the best of their children. My approach is simple: listen carefully before responding. When parents feel that the school genuinely listens to their concerns, trust automatically develops. Education works best when parents and the school become partners.
I see another challenge here. When you join a new institutes like you did, you have to start almost from scratch, because you may have to undo a lot of things which do not agree with your vision, understanding, or way of working, and you may have to implement new things, and you might feel resistance on the ground. So how do you deal with it?
In some ways, that is true, but I prefer to see it differently. Mother Teresa Public School already has a strong foundation: dedicated teachers, supportive parents, and committed management. My role is to strengthen that foundation and gradually introduce improvements.
What is your vision about how this institute would go in future?
My vision is to make Mother Teresa Public School one of the leading institutions in the Nepal, where academic excellence, discipline, and character development go together. We want students to develop confidence, leadership, and curiosity.
So I see you are getting full support from the management, and it's a collaborative leadership, which I understand. So how do you think that eventually you would have to take this institute to the international level, as you have been speaking earlier?
Yes, sir, that is part of the long term vision. Education today is global, and students must be prepared for the world that is constantly changing. Our focus is on strengthening academic quality, communication skills, and exposure to modern learning methods. Recognition will follow when the quality education speaks for itself.
So in this, what is your vision about, not vision, rather, what is your advice to the parents who would want to join your school, who would want their kids to join your school, what would be your communication to them?
I would say that our aim is to create an environment where discipline, values, and academic excellence grow together. We want students to become confident, responsible individuals.
So we talked about the management, your role, parents, but we missed one important aspect, that the teachers who are teaching in the school, who are actually bringing this vision on the ground. So how do you think that they should have the skills and leadership qualities they should have in your school?
I think teachers are the heart of any school. Buildings, facilities, and technology are important, but without dedicated teachers, they have little meaning. A motivated teacher can inspire an entire classroom. That is why I always believe in supporting teachers, listening to them, and encouraging their professional growth. When teachers grow, the entire school grows.
So while connecting with the students, do you connect as a fatherly figure, as a friend, as a principal, administrator? How do you like to connect with them?
My funda is very simple, sir. I always try to remain approachable. Sometimes students hesitate to speak to authority figures, but when they realize that the principal listens to them, they begin to share their ideas and concerns. I often tell students that a school is not only a place where you learn subjects, it is a place where you discover your strengths. When students feel respected, their confidence grows naturally.
That brings a very fundamental question here. When you are too open, then discipline goes away. So, most of the parents and the people who are educated in the previous education system, they believe discipline is the most important thing, especially in education and military, things like that. How do you ensure discipline, or how do you see discipline?
So, discipline is definitely essential, but discipline should not mean fear. True discipline comes from understanding responsibility. If students understand why rules exist and how they help create a positive environment, they follow them willingly. A balanced approach, firm but fair, creates a healthy school culture.
So, mixing up both or balancing with both discipline and freedom to express. How would you describe your leadership style with these things?
So, I would describe it as collaborative and empathetic. I believe in listening to people, understanding their perspectives, and then making decisions that benefits the school as whole. Leadership is not about giving orders, it is about guiding people toward a shared vision.
So, quite impressive vision, I would say. So, this vision must be transferred or transmitted to other people. For example, the aspiring teachers and students who want to be in educational field. Would be your advice for those people? How to excel in that area, how to good in those areas?
Sir, I would say three things. First, never stop learning. Second, treat every student with respect. And third, remember that teaching is not only a profession, it is a responsibility. When teachers teach with sincerity and passion, they influence generations.
So, if you have to, summarize your understanding or your philosophy of education in very little statements, how would you do that?
Sir, education should help a child become a good human being first and a successful professional later. If a student develops integrity, compassion, and curiosity, success will naturally follow.
And that makes sense. So, we understood your leadership style, the way you approach education, students, teachers. But still, some parents who are listening this podcast, they might think about what is that special thing which inspire them or trigger them to get their kids educated in your school. So what is that unique thing about?
Sir, I would say that choosing a school is one of the most important decisions for any parent. At Mother Teresa Public School, our focus is not only on academic results but on the overall development of a child. We believe education should build knowledge, character, and confidence together. Parents want safe environment, disciplined culture, and a strong teaching. And that is exactly what we are working to provide here. When students come here, they are not just preparing for exams, they are preparing for life.
I think we have talked about the differentiating factor to some extent. Would you like to add something to it, like more differentiating factor which are segregating or highlighting this school from rest of the schools?
Sir, many school claims to provide quality education. What makes Mother Teresa Public School different from others is every institution has its own strength, but what makes Mother Teresa Public School special is the balance between discipline, values, and modern education. We are creating an environment where students feel motivated to learn, teachers feel respect, and parents feel confident. Another important factor is the vision of our leadership, Director Mr. Abhishek Chaudhary and Chairperson Mrs. Seema Chaudhary ma'am are deeply committed to building an institution that focuses on long-term excellence rather than short-term success. The clarity of purpose makes a big difference.
Okay, that's nice. What I see here is that it's a collective leadership, as we said earlier, where management has been supporting you and your vision and management vision is aligning here. So, but still, I mean, I'm curious to know that how personally you contribute to that individually, I mean.
Sir, with more than 20 years of experience in educational leadership, my focus is on strengthening three important areas. First, improving academic systems so that teaching becomes more effective and engaging. Second, supporting teachers through training and mentorship because teachers are the backbone of any institution. And third, building a culture where students develop confidence, communication skills, and leadership qualities. My belief is that when the system becomes strong, the school grows naturally.
In the offline discussion, you have been telling us that you are going for 10 plus 1 and you're basically expanding your educational curriculum. So, how important is that for your school to have more classes to expand further?
It is a very important step for the region, sir. Many parents prefer continuity in their child's education. By starting plus one classes, we are giving students the opportunity to continue their higher secondary education in the same trusted environment. This will help students focus better on their academic goals without the stress of changing schools.
So it's a long-term commitment of the management and their leadership, and that brings me to the next question. The generally success of education, especially for these institutes, that depends on the style of leadership. How do you visualize the management? How do you see the management, and how you see things growing because of their vision?
Yes, sir. Leadership always plays a crucial role. What I appreciated most about the director, Mr. Abhishek Chaudhary, and chairperson, Mrs. Seema Chaudhary, is their commitment to education. They are not just administrators, they are people who genuinely care about the growth of the institution and future of its students. Their trust in professional leadership allows us to introduce new ideas and initiatives.
If you have to describe Mother Teresa School in one sentence, what would be that?
So I would say that Mother Teresa Public School is a place where education is guided by discipline, values, and vision for the future.
So, what would be your message to the students who are willing to join Mother Teresa School?
I would encourage them to choose an environment where they can grow not only academically but also personally. At Mother Teresa Public School, we want students to develop curiosity, confidence, and sense of responsibility. Education is a long journey, and the right school can make that journey meaningful.
So, Dr. Rajiv, would you like to tell? We talked about school, we talked about management, the vision, the ideas, understanding, but we have not touched on your own educational profile, your achievements, or your learnings. Would you like to highlight those aspects as well?
Certainly, sir. My academic journey has always been closely connected with both science and education. I completed my BSc with honors in physics, followed by MSc in mathematics, which helped me develop a strong analytical foundation. Later, I pursued BTech in computer science engineering because I believe technology plays a crucial role in modern education. To strengthen my understanding of teaching, methodology, I also completed B.Ed. In addition, I pursued MBA in Human Resource and Marketing and later completed my PhD in HR and Marketing, which gave me insights into leadership, management, and organizational development. Most importantly, I also pursued PhD in child psychology because understanding the psychology of children is extremely important for any educator. Education is not only about subjects, it is about understanding how children think, learn, and grow.
Intensive and extensive educational qualification, especially for educator, and doing the child psychology, understanding child psychology, that's also very crucial in this area. So how do you see, I mean, what important takeaways from your psychology lessons are which you apply in your school?
So, a psychological approach is very important in modern education. Every child is different. Some students learn quickly, some students needs more time, and some needs encouragement more than instructions. Because of my background in child psychology, I always emphasize understanding the emotional and intellectual needs of students. Instead of only focusing on marks, we try to understand the learning style of each child. When students feel understood and supported, their confidence increases. Learning becomes natural.
That brings to my next question. In modern education, what we see is academics is one aspect. You know mathematics, you know physics, all those things, that's one aspect. But that does not guarantee success in life. We need many more skills. For example, public speaking, communication, negotiations. Those skills need to be imbibed in the kids. And that would differentiate education, or rather make education successful. So how do you do that? Do you focus on their overall personality growth as well, or it's limited to, or it might not be limited to, but do you do for it?
Sir, confidence is something that develops gradually. At Mother Teresa Public School, we encourage students to participate in public speaking activities, debates, presentations, and stage programs. When students speak in front of others, they overcome hesitation and develop communication skills. I often tell students that confidence grows when you practice, not when you avoid challenges.
What I understand from nowadays, and social media is prevalent, technology is so prevalent, everybody has a phone connection with all the internet or misinformation of the world. So in this technologically profiled world of education, or profiled life I should say, how do you ensure that they are technologically equipped and they are competent enough in modern society?
Yes, sir. Again, very valid question. Technology has become an essential part of modern education. Students today live in a digital world, so classrooms must also adapt. We are gradually integrating modern techniques, tools, digital learning resources, and technology based teaching methods so that students learn in an engaging and interactive way. However, technology should support learning, not replace the role of teachers.
So we covered two aspects, I think two important aspects, academics and the connection with the students. What I see is we need to focus on the co-curricular activities also. So what kind of those co-curricular activities you are bringing in for your students, or what value this school is adding to their education, overall personality growth?
Sir, education should always be holistic. Along with academics, we encourage students to participate in sports, cultural activities, debates, creative arts, and leadership programs. These activities help students discover their talents, develop teamwork, discipline, and creativity. A student's personality grows through experiences, not only through textbooks.
But what we see is that's for the normal childs who are physically fit, mentally fit, who can learn with the pace teachers are giving information or educating them. But always there are some students who are extraordinary, but a lot of them are who are not doing so good, especially able child maybe, or who have learning difficulties. So what kind of support, if you provide any, to those students who are not doing well otherwise?
It's a very important question. Every student learns at a different pace. For a student who need extra support, we create a special guidance and monitoring plans. Teachers provide additional attention and we encourage peer learning so that students can support each other. The goal is not the label a students as weak but to help them gradually build confidence and understanding.
There are always some situations or some parents who are not financially that equipped. Education is expensive nowadays, as we know. Do you provide any support or any help for those students who cannot pay their fee on time? For example, something happened in the COVID, or that was a special case, but in general also, if parents are not financially that good, they may have problems. So how do you support them? How do you help them?
Yes, this is a challenge faced by many educational institutions. My approach is always balanced. First, we try to understand the situation with empathy because sometimes parents face genuinely financial difficulties. At the same time, schools also have responsibilities. Teacher salaries, infrastructure, and educational resources depend on regular fee payments. So we try to maintain open communication with parents and encourage timely payments while also being considerate their genuine difficulties arise.
Wonderful. That's actually leading from the heart, connecting with people emotionally. I mean, that is kind of reflected in your book earlier also. We see everything in place, the understanding, vision, emotional aspects like EQ, but I would still question what make you think, what make you believe that this would become a leading institute in the area in coming days with this vision and efforts you're making.
Sir, because it already has several strong foundations. The management has clear vision, the teachers are dedicated, and the parents are deeply committed to their children's education. When these three elements come together, vision, dedication, and community support, an institution grows naturally. With continued effort and the right direction, I believe Mother Teresa Public School can become one of the most respected educational institutions in the region and whole Nepal.
That's wonderful. All right, Dr. Rajiv. While concluding this, I would like to go for a rapid fire round. Are you ready for that?
Sure, sir.
So there would be quick questions and quick answer would be expected from you. All right?
Sure.
So, tea or coffee?
Tea, definitely.
Classroom teaching or administrative work?
Classroom teaching, that's where the real connection happens.
One word for the Janakpur Dham,
Sacred,
one word for education.
transformation,
Your biggest strength as an educator.
patience,
The most important quality every student should have according to you.
curiosity,
A teacher who inspires a student should have what qualities?
passion,
Your dream for Mother Teresa Public School?
excellence with values.
If you were not educator, what would you have been?
Still something connected with learning and monitoring.
One message for students from our discussion today who are listening today.
Believe in yourself and keep learning.
So, Dr. Rajiv, you have fathomed the landscape of Mother Teresa Public School now. You understand the culture on the ground. You are living there, of course. What would be the three high impact area which fits into your strategic planning, which can transform the education through this school?
I am introducing tri-pillar excellence model at Mother Teresa Public School. First, we are digitalizing our feedback loops so no child's struggle goes unnoticed. Second, we are launching at active pedagogy initiative where students move from passive listening to project based solving. Third, I am personally monitoring our middle management to ensure that the vision of Mr. Abhishek sir and Seema ma'am for this school is executed in every single classroom, every single day. We are not just teaching, we are engineering a culture of performance.
Superb. In the world of rapidly changing educational profile or tectonic shift in the area of education, AI is impacting everybody's life more than anybody could believe. There are geopolitical changes happening. There are changes happening in economy. So how do you ensure that your students are capable enough to deal with these changes? How you are equipping them with these things?
The world does not care what you know anymore. Google knows everything. ChatGPT knows everything. The world cares what you can do with what you know. Under my guidance, we are moving beyond rote memorization. We are teaching our students the four C's: critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. At MTPS, graduate won't just be looking for a job in the future, they will be the ones creating them.
Your book, Leading from the Heart, that emphasize on empathy, the connection, and a harmonious coexistence and learning process. How do you think that this vision, this empathetic vision, is going to transform a lot of schools across Nepal, which you might be starting, and this flame might carry to other schools and other educational institutes?
Sir, in my book Leading from the Heart, I urge that the principal office should not be a place of fear, but the heartbeat of the school. I am bringing that shift to Nepal by empowering our teachers through high level professional development. We are proving that when a leader invests in his staff's emotional and professional well-being, the academic results follow naturally. I want Mother Teresa Public School to be the case study that other educators in Nepal looks to when they want to see how empathy drives excellence.
You have spoken very highly about the management committee, director and chairman, Mr. Abhishek and Mrs. Seema Chaudhary. So, how does your partnership with such a visionary management allow you to this dream school to function in the way that it can be a lamppost for rest of the schools?
Sir, every great school is the result of shared dreams. What makes my work here so effective is the alignment of purpose I have with the director, sir, Mr. Abhishek Chaudhary, and chairperson, Mrs. Seema Chaudhary. They provide the vision and the top class infrastructure, and they have given me the professional autonomy, breathe life into it with my 20 years of experience. It is a rare synergy that ensures every rupee invested by a parents translated into better future for their child.
That's wonderful. So let's conclude this discussion today. In fact, the whole discussion keep reminding me about your book, in fact, Leading from the Heart. Moving to the closing of this podcast, this discussion, what I understand is your book, Leading from the Heart, finally got a point of platform of realization where you're enabled by the management to execute your dream, your style of education, which would definitely be transformative, especially in the world where things are changing fast. Only human value remains intact. So I congratulate you for this.
Thank you, sir.
And all the best for your vision, for your learning, and giving back to society in such a wonderful manner where you're shaping people's mind. So your final words about this, and then we conclude this.
Sure, sir. Before we close, I would like to say something from the heart of the people of Janakpur Dham and the surrounding region. Janakpur is not just a city, it is the sacred land of Ma Sita, a place where culture deeply respected. Being here is not only a professional opportunity for me, it is also a personal privilege. The warmth and respect I have received from the people of this region have touched me deeply. I want parents to know that at Mother Teresa Public School, we are not only teaching subjects, we are nurturing young minds, building confidence, helping students discover their potential. Every child carries a dream within them. Sometimes they only need the right environment and guidance to turn that dream into reality. Our commitment is to create a school where discipline, knowledge, and human values grows together. With the support of our management, teachers, parents, and students, I truly believe that Mother Teresa Public School will continue to grow a center of learning and opportunity for the young generation of this beautiful city Janakpur and entire Nepal. And I sincerely hope that together we can build a future where our children are not only successful professionals but also responsible and compassionate human beings. Thank you.
Dr. Rajiv Ranjan Singh, thank you for sharing your vision about your leading from the heart in Mother Teresa Public School in Janakpur Dham. That's quite a wonderful journey, and I wish and I pray God that you would be successful in that and inspire a lot of hearts with education, with empathy, and with connection. Very nice meeting you, and we'll connect again with new ideas and understanding which would shape education and people's life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It has been pleasure to share my thoughts. I look forward to contributing sincerely to the growth of education here in Janakpur Dham.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you again.
Welcome, sir.